I bought the cheapest Les Paul style guitar on Amazon. And today we're gonna unbox it together, see if it's actually any good, find out how it stacks up against a real Les Paul, and by the end of the video, help you decide whether you should finally hit checkout. I know it's in your cart, so let's go. So the guitar that we got on Amazon is the Donner DLP-124S. The model is LP and I got it in Sunburst. It goes for $219.99, but right now they have a $20 off coupon, so I got it for 199 bucks. I'm an Amazon Prime member, so with shipping and taxes, it came out to $224. Keep in mind, I'm Canadian, so those are in Canadian dollars. Let's unbox this baby. So this guitar was delivered in this box. First impression, it feels kind of light. Now it says on the outside of this box, it's 12.8 pounds. Yeah, it feels a little bit lighter than that, so I'm not too sure. Let's use this knife. All right, so there's a box in a box, classic Amazon. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, let's see what we got there. All right, so the box actually was pretty secure. It comes in a little gig bag. Let's check out the case candy. It comes with a guitar strap. That's pretty cool. What's this? A patch cable from Donner. Also really cool. Looks like Allen key wrench for the truss rod. Let's take a look at this thing. I saw Philip McKnight do this. This is the case, so it's a little bit floppy. It's not the greatest case, so yeah, so just keep that in mind. But it did come with the case, so that's something to be said. More wrapping. Okay, so this is the guitar. First impression, it's actually very light. The color looks pretty cool. So I got it in Sunburst. You have one volume, I assume, one tone knob. Three-way switch is right here. Usually, of course, the Les Pauls come in here. A pretty thin body. It's not quite a carved top, so I guess it would be more a flat top guitar. The neck has a satin finish to it. It's not quite that shiny poly finish, so I actually like the neck feel, and it's a pretty standard. I would say it's like a 60s profile neck. It came out of tune. Yeah, first impression, for 200 bucks, this thing looks pretty cool. I'm really impressed actually. So I'm gonna tune it up. Let's get some sounds out of this guitar and let's see what it does. But right off the bat, yeah, it's a pretty cool looking guitar for 200 bucks. All right, we got the Donner tuned up. And one thing I wanna note is when I was tuning this guitar, these tuners felt really good. I've played some beginner guitars, you know, the ones that come in the kit with like the little amp, and those tuners are usually not very good, but these ones felt great. So kudos to Donner for putting what seems like really good tuners on this guitar. A super simple setup today. We have the Donner going straight into my pedal board. The pedal board's going straight into the Universal Audio Apollo, which is our interface that is going into Logic Pro. All the amp sounds you're gonna hear are from the Strymon Iridium. I'm gonna dial up the Vox AC30 and the Plexi, and I'm gonna toggle between the bridge and the neck pickup. With all of that out of the way, let's see what this beast can do. Let's start with some clean sounds. Let's add some delay. Now let's add some gain and turn on the plexi. That playthrough really surprised me. It sounds really good on my rig. The one thing I really like about this guitar so far is the feel of this neck. I like that it's unfinished. When you are playing for a long time, or if you are playing a show and you get sweaty, if it's a thick poly finish, it tends to get sticky, and I like that it's unfinished. So this guitar would actually be a pretty good guitar live for this neck. So man, great job, Donner, for putting a really great neck on this guitar. And also, I was playing pretty hard there and it stayed in tune pretty well. So that says a lot about this guitar. All right, the big question now is, how does this $200 Donner guitar compare to an almost $3,000 Les Paul Standard? Well, if you're comparing these guitars for materials, they're not even in the same class. I will have a link down in the descriptions below for this guitar so you can see the specs, but for this Les Paul, it's your traditional mahogany body, maple cap, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard, and these are the 57 classic pickups. Again, I will have the link down in the descriptions below for the specs of this guitar. All right, let's shoot them out in the same rig. You're gonna get to hear this guitar against this guitar. Let's see if you can hear the difference between the two. And that, my friends, is the cheapest Les Paul style guitar on Amazon. It's the Donner DLP 124S. And honestly, it surprised me. It's shockingly good for the price point. Now, if you are wondering who is this guitar for and is it a pro guitar? Well, as a professional guitarist, I wouldn't be using this guitar on stage simply because I don't know how reliable it is on a night-to-night basis. I have other guitars that I've used for years and years, and I know I can count on them every single night to sound good and play well. So yeah, I don't think this is geared towards a professional guitar player. I think this guitar would make a great first guitar for a student or for someone learning guitar. And the reason why is because this neck, this unfinished neck, is so easy to play. So if you are a parent and your kid wants to try guitar and you're looking at one of these guitars on Amazon, I don't think you can go wrong with this guitar. So shout out to Donner for making a really cool guitar. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Donner. I bought this guitar with my own money. Now that you've seen me spend $200 on a guitar, I've actually spent way more than that in my lifetime. I made a video about that. I will link it right here. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.